know him?
No, I do not know him.
Hi.
Hi. You know who Charles R. Drew is?
Is that the first president of the United States?
Hello, sir. Do you know who Charles R. Drew is? You heard it here first, folks. The 1940s presented America with a chance to propel itself into a position of world power. In order for this to happen, the country's brightest minds excelled to produce inventions and advancements that would aid the Allied powers in victory against the Axis powers. Among other famed developments, the atomic bomb, computers, and radar, Charles R. Drew's production of blood transfusion technology and methods made him an unsung hero of World War II. Despite the challenges he faced as an African American in a racially segregated society, Charles R. Drew directly led to lives being saved and safe recoveries on the war's battlefield, as well as a foundation for the Red Cross and other medical accomplishments in the future. Drew's transformation of blood transfusion technology in New York would provide the medics overseas with the means to revive injured soldiers.
Here's the thing, Ryan. America suffered over 400,000 casualties in the war. Another 600,000 were wounded on the battlefield. The fact that these wounded soldiers made it home can obviously be attributed directly to the Army medics, but beyond that, these men made it out of the war alive because they were able to receive blood transfusion to replace the massive amounts they lost. Charles R. Drew first opened a blood bank in the U.S. in 1939 as a project for Presbyterian Hospital where he worked. In 1940, as an effort to help Allied powers, Drew was put in charge of the Blood for Britain project, where 5 New York hospitals collected and sent blood plasma to the war front. While director, he established set procedures and standards for blood donations and processing. This project led to a national blood banking system that was established in preparation for American involvement in the war. Charles was appointed assistant director of the entire system, and many of the rules that he had set earlier for blood transfusions continued to apply.
Well, I agree with you, Halim, but the thing that you didn't know was that blood plasma was so crucial in the war effort because it directly saved hundreds and thousands of lives on the battlefield. Okay, Major General Norman T. Kirk. He was a guy, he was very important. He was a surgeon in the General Army Hospital, and he proclaimed that plasma was the foremost lifesaver, and without that, many men would have died before they could have reached medical care. Ernie Pyle, a noted war correspondent, wrote that the doctors asked me at least a dozen times to write about plasma. They say it's absolutely magical. Plasma is the outstanding medical discovery of the war. This is how important it was. And Drew was in charge of collecting this blood plasma at home in America. He created bloodmobiles, or blood donation stations. This made it much easier to collect mass amounts of blood. Another major accomplishment was that Charles devised a way to make refrigerated blood last 7 days instead of 2. And this was super important because before that they couldn't have transported the blood to the men on the battlefield, and now they could.
So what in your life shows the benefit of blood transfusions?
Blood transfusions. I'll tell you what, Jack. I'll tell you what about blood transfusions. Okay, back in Nam, okay, we had people dying. Okay, people died in Vietnam. Okay, bullets were flying. They were flying everywhere. And medics, they would run around, bandage people up. And this one guy, Charles R. Drew, okay, now he bandaged this guy up, and then a Bengal tiger came out of nowhere, started clawing on him. Just like this, he started clawing on him. Okay, blood flying, spilling, going every which way. Okay, you know, and then Charles R. Drew, okay, you know, he'd give him the transfusion, okay, and then he'd be all good. And the Bengal tiger, he'd just run off, you know, he's done. He wasn't having any more of that. Okay, so that's all I have to say about that.
down. Don't drop him down.
Okay. He needs CPR. He needs CPR.
I'm coming.
Are you okay? You okay?
He's good.
I'm a little dizzy.
Oh no, he's lost a lot of blood. He needs a blood transfusion. Let's get him. Come on, let's go.
More pain. Charles R. Drew deserves to be more well known as an American hero because of the countless lives that his advancements on blood transfusions made. Not only that, but his steadfast support of African Americans and his contributions to the civil rights movement make him an American hero that should go down in history.
From the U.S. all the way across the pond to Europe, Charles R. Drew helped save many American lives.
Ryan, you said you would pinky promise on your motor.
No, you hurt me. I need to hurt you back.
Hit Halim. Just hit Halim.
Right one back. I was not that close.
Okay. Don't move and duck, you cheater.
Oh! Hey!
Hey, no. Get away from me.
Hey!
Hey!
Blood transfusion made. Not only that, but his contributions to the civil rights movement and okay, take that. I messed up. I didn't even say anything. I already messed up. How's that even possible? How do you mess up without saying anything? Okay. Charles R. Drew deserves to be more well known as an American hero because the countless lives that his blood did not do anything. So no, nay, sir.